Welcome to the next leg of your driving journey. Go ahead and start your engine, check your mirrors, and make sure your dashcam is powered up, the lens is completely clean, and your memory card has plenty of space. We have exactly 10 minutes of driving ahead of us today, covering a 6.6-mile route from the quiet outskirts of Union Grove straight into the heavy commercial and industrial heart of Sturtevant. As you pull away from 1812 61st Drive, gently accelerate and head north toward Spring Street. You are starting in a deeply peaceful residential enclave, but the energy of this drive is going to completely shift as we navigate toward one of the busiest retail and interstate corridors in Racine County. As you approach the stop sign, activate your right turn signal and make a smooth, defensive turn eastbound onto Spring Street. Right away, you want to keep your eyes scanning the horizon and the shoulders of the road. Spring Street is a beautiful, traditional two-lane county road, but it can be deceivingly fast. You have local commuter traffic mixing with heavy agricultural equipment, and you never know when a distracted driver is going to drift over the center line. Keep a solid following distance and let the camera roll. For the first few minutes of this drive, you are going to see exactly why people love living out here. You have wide open spaces, large residential lots, and a completely unobstructed view of the massive Midwestern sky. We are heading east, moving steadily away from Union Grove, and crossing into the village of Yorkville. Yorkville is a fascinating place because it spent over 170 years as a traditional agricultural township before officially incorporating as a village just recently in 2018. They did that specifically to protect their borders from being swallowed up by the aggressive expansion of neighboring cities. As you glide down Spring Street, you are driving right through a community that is fiercely dedicated to preserving its rural, hard-working character, while simultaneously managing massive industrial growth right on its eastern borders. As we continue east, the landscape is going to begin subtly shifting from residential properties to wide agricultural fields, and eventually to heavier commercial zoning. You are approaching a major intersection where Spring Street merges and transitions into Wisconsin State Highway 20 East, which is universally known around here as Washington Avenue. When you reach this junction, follow the flow of traffic and merge seamlessly onto Washington Avenue. You are now on the primary east-west artery of Racine County. This is the heavy volume road that connects the quiet farming communities directly to Interstate 94, and eventually all the way into the city of Racine and the shores of Lake Michigan. Once you are situated on Washington Avenue, get your vehicle up to the cruising speed, but stay highly vigilant. The traffic volume here increases significantly. Look off to your left side as we cruise through this stretch of Yorkville. You are passing right by the Ives Grove Golf Links. It is a fantastic, sprawling 27-hole public golf course that is an absolute staple for local golfers. Just past the golf course, you will also pass the massive Racine County Ives Grove office complex. This is where a massive amount of the county's administrative business actually happens, completely decentralized from the downtown Racine courthouse. It is a sprawling, modern facility, right in the middle of the prairie. Keep your vehicle perfectly centered in your lane as we push further east down Washington Avenue. We are rapidly approaching the absolute busiest, most chaotic segment of this entire 10-minute drive. We are coming up on the massive interchange for Interstate 94. Now, this is exactly why you always want your dashcam actively recording. This specific interchange is a massive choke point for commuter traffic, local shoppers, and heavy commercial semi-trucks running the busy Chicago to Milwaukee corridor. Drivers get incredibly impatient here. You are almost guaranteed to see people making sudden, completely illegal lane changes at the very last second, because they realize they are in the wrong lane for the highway on-ramp. You will see people completely ignoring the solid white lines, diving across traffic, and braking erratically in the middle of the road. Just maintain your steady, defensive pace. Do not engage with the aggressive drivers. Let them weave recklessly through the traffic while you safely capture the chaos through your windshield. As you navigate the heavy traffic and pass directly under the massive concrete overpasses of Interstate 94, look at the absolute explosion of commercial businesses surrounding you. This interchange is an economic powerhouse. On your left and right, you are passing massive, brightly lit gas stations and travel centers like Quick Trip, which are absolute lifelines for the long-haul truckers and road trippers needing coffee and fuel. You are passing a dense cluster of hotels, like the Holiday Inn Express and the My Place Hotel, built specifically to catch the exhausted travelers pulling off the interstate for the night. There is a constant, frenetic energy here. It is a complete sensory overload compared to the quiet residential street we started on just a few minutes ago. You have now officially crossed under the interstate and entered the village of Sturtevant. Sturtevant has a deeply entrenched history as a railroad town. It was literally built around the tracks, and for decades, it was a massive hub for the Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul, and Pacific Railroad. Today, it still serves as a vital passenger stop for the Amtrak Hiawatha service. But out here on the western edge of the village, along the highway, the modern economy is entirely built on heavy retail and massive industrial business parks. As you continue east on Washington Avenue, shaking off the chaotic traffic of the interstate interchange, look off to your right side. You are passing the Renaissance Business Park area. You cannot miss the massive Marcus Renaissance Cinema building. It is a sprawling, state-of-the-art movie theater complex that serves as the primary entertainment hub for this entire side of the county. Surrounding it are dozens of chain restaurants, fast food drive-thrus, and commercial strip malls. This is where the local residents come to spend their money on a Friday night, and the traffic turning in and out of those parking lots can be entirely unpredictable. We are now entering the final 2 minutes of our perfectly timed 10-minute journey. You need to start preparing for your next turn. As you drive past the commercial developments on Washington Avenue, look for the upcoming intersection with Stellar Avenue. It is going to be a right-hand turn. Put your blinker on early to signal your intentions to the heavy traffic behind you. Check your right side mirror for any vehicles attempting to pass on the right shoulder, and make a smooth, controlled turn southbound onto Stellar Avenue. The exact moment you turn onto Stellar Avenue, the commercial noise and retail flash of Washington Avenue instantly fades away. You are now driving into a dense, highly functional industrial and warehousing district. The buildings here are massive, windowless, precast concrete structures surrounded by endless rows of loading docks and parked semi-trailers. You will only be on Stellar Avenue for a very short distance, which takes about 1 minute of driving. Keep your speed incredibly low here. This road is completely dominated by massive commercial trucks backing into loading bays, and those drivers have massive blind spots. Give them plenty of room to operate, and be prepared to stop suddenly. You are looking for your absolute final turn onto Enterprise Drive. When you see the green street sign, activate your right turn signal, and make the turn onto Enterprise Drive. You are now mere seconds away from your destination. Drive slowly down this short industrial access road. Up ahead, you are going to see a massive, warehouse-style building. This is not just a standard retail thrift store. You have successfully arrived at the Goodwill outlet of Sturtevant. If you have never been to a Goodwill outlet before, you are about to experience an entirely different, incredibly intense subculture of thrifting. They affectionately call it the bins. Instead of neatly organized racks of clothing sorted by size and color like a regular store, the merchandise here is rolled out in massive, shallow blue plastic bins. Nothing is sorted. Everything is sold strictly by the pound. When the employees roll out a new row of bins, a literal frenzy begins as professional clothing resellers, vintage hunters, and dedicated bargain shoppers dig frantically through the massive piles of textiles, shoes, and housewares looking for hidden treasures. It is chaotic, it is incredibly competitive, and it is a totally unique retail experience perfectly suited for this massive